Hello, everyone. Happy Pride. Welcome to Queerly Recommended, the podcast where we recommend queer books, films, TV shows, and more. I'm Kris Bryant, a contemporary romance writer for Bold Strokes Books, and this week I'm recommending a gay romance.
And I'm Tara Scott. I review sapphic fiction at the Lesbian Review and Smart Bitches Trashy Books. And this week I'm recommending a recently released sapphic romance.
Look at us with books this time.
Yay! All right, Kris. Well, listen, people are going to be going on their summer trips, or
right.
if they're in the lower hemisphere, maybe wanting to curl up inside with a blanket and a book. So
beach reads. It's time for beach reads. We don't want to curl underneath blankets. We want the sun.
If you're in Australia, you might want to, is what I'm saying.
That far. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's so weird knowing that. Like, we're like summertime and they're like wintertime, and it's just it blows my mind.
When I've had colleagues over the years that live in Australia and they talk about their Christmas dinners, and it's like, weird. I suppose you would have a barbecue if it was hot as hell outside, right? Instead of turning on your oven to roast it. Who wants a roasted turkey in the summer? No. Definitely not me. No. But speaking of summer,
I am getting ready for summer. Here's what I'm doing. I need to get the kayaks out. So I have them on a trailer out back, and I have them covered, and I need to bring the trailer up front, and I need to make sure everything works. Like the lights work, the squirrels haven't chewed through everything, and I still need to be able to find out if the trailer is roadworthy. So I need to figure out when I'm going to do that, because it's pretty heavy. Like, each kayak is 62 pounds.
Whoa.
And so I'll take them off the trailer, which still 62 pounds is a lot for one person to handle. I mean,
yeah, 62 pounds, and they're awkward to carry.
Yes, they're 10 feet long. I'm sorry, but like, how am I supposed to hold that? So I just need to pull it off. And then the trailer is like 145 pounds, but it's a rolly thing, so I can roll it.
Oh, that's good.
I have to like maneuver it from the backyard into the driveway, and then I have to make sure nobody steals it. So, you know, these things. I gotta get ready. And then I have to get the e-bikes out and get them serviced.
Oh, fun.
And get them ready for summer rides, I guess.
Biking around town.
Yeah. Actually go to some trails. I don't like riding, biking around. It's so weird with an e-bike, because it's like electric, and it's like, I don't really have to like do anything. I can if I want to, but it's not necessary. But I like to go on trails like that are like super long, like, 20 miles trail. That would be great. That's what I like.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so that's going to take some time to do all that, and then there's, for me, it's Pride weekend here in Kansas City. So it won't be done this weekend because I'll be busy. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. What's newsworthy with you?
So I've been complaining every so often. I'm sure you recall. Where is the rain? It's nothing but snow. Finally, we're recording this on June 2nd. Finally, Alberta is getting some rain. And of course, they're getting so much rain that there's been like an advisory around maybe it'll flood.
Oh, yes.
So we'll see how it goes. It's been kind of rainy and shitty and very cold for several days. I am back in my hoodies. We had to turn the furnace back on because it was just getting way too cold in the house. And that's okay. But and this is probably the most middle-aged thing I've said since I got excited about replacing the windows on our house.
Oh, yes.
I am excited about once it stops raining to go out and weed my flower beds, because it'll be easier when the soil is wet.
Right.
Isn't that sad that I said that out loud, and I am genuinely excited about it?
So let me tell you a weather story. Sunday night into Monday at 1:45 p.m., like the phone starts screaming. Alert! Tornado warning! Tornado warning! Tornado warning! So I heard it. I heard the beep, beep, beep. It's super loud and super high pitched. And I'm like, that's really loud for my alarm. Because, my alarm is like low, and it's pretty low. But this thing was super high and tornadoes. So I'm like, fuck. So I get up and I'm like grabbing my purse and my keys and, anything I can think of, and head downstairs into the basement. Like, we're like down there. And then by the time we get everything down there, like, the bad weather had passed. So I'm like, well, I'm not staying down here. I'm going back to bed. Mm-hmm. But so sleep was lost and tornadoes at 2 a.m, basically. Yeah. So that's where I'm at weather-wise. I don't like it either. It was terrible.
Nope, don't like that at all for you. No. So the other thing was that the other thing we did recently, we thought, we've been having some kind of more movie nights as a family. I'll talk about one of those movies in a little bit. But we thought, let's show the kids The Matrix. That movie is a classic. It's fun. It's badass. Thinking it's probably fine for a 14 and 11-year-old. And then we forgot, the scene when Keanu Reeves is like in the holding cell and then they do some kind of a thing to him so that like his mouth seals up.
Oh, yeah.
And then put that weird electronic bug through his belly button.
Oh, through the belly, yeah.
And our youngest was like, I don't think I want to watch this. And just left the room and we went, oh no. And the thing that's funny is that it's the last time I remember getting a strong reaction like that was when I showed the kids, they were tiny, and I showed them The Land Before Time.
Oh my gosh.
And when Littlefoot's mother died, my oldest turned to me, and they were probably 6 or 7 at the time, and looked at me crying and angrily said, why did you make us watch this? So I'll say, at least my kid didn't say that, but it was just this very like, I don't like this. I think I forgot that this kid is 11, but like they're taller than me and they're just so smart and extremely precocious, and was like, well, it's like this really cool. It's like Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Like it's this like reality bending. It's directed by trans women. It's Pride. Let's go. And no,
we're so caught up with like sex in movies and making sure that they're not seeing nudity and activities like that, but you don't think about things like that are scary that could
like body horror. Well, I was really surprised that body horror would be a line given some of the Roblox games they were playing, because they were like playing horror games on there, and we're super into Five Nights at Freddy's and this like, and so it was you learn new things about the people in your life all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of a freaky scene.
Yeah. I was watching it going, oh, I didn't remember this at all. To be fair, I don't remember most of it. I mostly just remembered like Trinity in the leather outfit.
Right. As one should, for sure.
Right? It's the best part. So, you know what? That's what therapy's for later. It's okay.
That actually sounds like a good idea, to watch all the Matrices. Like, next time I'm sick, that's what I'm going to do.
I do still want to watch the rest of it at some point. We ended up just stopping altogether, but it's been so long. I think it would be fun to watch
like a brand new movie. Yeah.
Well, and the last time I saw it was when we didn't know that the Wachowskis were women. So I've heard it's also like there's an interesting layer to it now, knowing that they are like that because they're trans. So, All right. Well, what have you been reading or watching since we talked last time?
So Netflix now has the second season of a show that I recommended last year called The Four Seasons.
Oh yeah, that one with Tina Fey and Will Forte and people whose names I don't remember.
Steve Carell and Victor. So there's
is Will Forte in it?
He's her husband, right? No.
Oh, okay.
No, is it? Is he? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, Tina Fey's definitely in it.
She's in it for sure. So there's one of the gay characters. I only know him as Victor from Fear the Walking Dead. I can't remember his name I have been watching this show for like 4 episodes and I can't think of his name right now because he will always be Victor from the Fear the Walking Dead. So I'm watching that. I'm halfway through it. Not as good as the first season, but for sure the queer couple have a much larger role in this one.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that. I'm watching NBA playoffs, but to be fair, I thought I would be good at gambling since we're down to just a couple of teams. I thought, this can't be that hard. No, I'm terrible at it. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. So I need to stop gambling on basketball. Stop it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, oh, I got this. This is easy. And I'm like, no, I missed it by one. Ah, dang it. Stop it. Because I don't know. So I had to tell myself to stop. So I've been doing that. And then we talked about it like right before we started. I mentioned, hey, I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu.
And I got excited because I saw it too. Yay! Neil and I went on a date. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. And it's not getting the greatest reviews.
Well, here's the thing. I don't understand what they're expecting of a feature film that's based off of a TV series. Like, to me, I thought it was a really good, like, it's just a super solid, very fun. All I wanted was fun, and I got it. Mm-hmm. But like, it's a really solid, just like self-contained story. If you've never seen it before, it doesn't matter. I think it's a fine entry point to Star Wars stuff. Like, it's a pretty friendly entry point to people who might be drawn in by Grogu or Baby Yoda because he's so cute. But also, if you've seen all the Star Wars things, and like we have, and we watched the animated series too, and so we were like, oh, okay, like we saw references to those TV series, and so like I kind of think there's something for everybody, but like I'm not expecting it to change my life.
Right.
I'm not expecting it to be the best of the Star Wars Exactly. It's entertaining.
Right. And everybody loves Pedro Pascal, so
he's so good. Like, I think if you've never seen any of the Star Wars stuff and you can just accept Pedro Pascal as a Mandalorian, what does that mean? Don't worry about it. It's fine. And he has a tiny son whose name is Grogu and who is a baby Yoda. Mm-hmm. Why are they together? Don't worry about it. There's a TV series. You can go to Disney Plus and watch it all about it. As long as you can accept that, like, they're kind of like a dad and son. They're like this little bonded pair who go out and do adventures together, and they're going to have an adventure in this one, and they do. And you get to see Sigourney Weaver in like military style gear. Very good.
Let me tell you something. I was a little put off by her acting. I was like, she's better than this.
Oh, she is.
So I didn't know what that was.
But you know what? Good for her. Get some coin.
I know. I get it. Like, I think it's great. But I was just kind of surprised. I was like her first couple of lines were just kind of like, they felt forced and not very fluid. And I was surprised. I was like, well, that's weird because like, this is Aliens. Like,
yeah.
Like, Sigourney Weaver has been around forever. Like, Avatar, Aliens, everything. Everything she's been in. So,
did you catch that Martin Scorsese does one of the voices?
I saw the name. And I'm like, oh. So is he one of the uncle? Is he the uncle?
No. So do you know when they were in that city and he went to like a food truck to get information?
Yes. Oh, that was him?
That was him. And I just thought like, how fun. And I thought he did great. Like, it was really, really fun. Yeah, it was exactly what I wanted. I just wanted a fun movie.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It wasn't like over the top. There wasn't anything. There wasn't like big shootouts and stuff like that. It was an adventure that they went on. And it was good. And it had like emotions and stuff. So I liked it. Yay.
Yeah, I liked it too.
So I'm glad that we watched it together. What else have you been watching and or reading? Because I'm a big reader.
I am. Okay, so I read a book that I didn't love, so I don't really want to talk about it, but just know I read at least one other book. I'm not here to talk shit about books that I don't love, because maybe it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. But there is a new Drag Race All-Stars, and it's actually quite a bit through the season, but I got so excited about other things in previous weeks that I haven't been talking about it. All-Stars, of course, is where they bring back queens who have been on previous seasons, who haven't won before. And it's been pretty fun. There are some from some sort of more recent seasons. There's someone from all the way back in season 2, which, like, considering of the main series, they just ended season 15. Like, to bring back people who were on so long ago.
Wow.
So good. And they're doing the brackets thing again so that they have 6 queens competing in each of 3 brackets. And in each bracket, only 2 are going to go forward instead of last year where it was 3 going forward. So like the stakes are even higher. I'm enjoying it. It's super solid, but I've been actually having a ton of fun with the official recap show on YouTube called The Pit Stop. That is the best. Actually, I can stop sharing now because you don't need to see my notes for all that. Well, because I'm going to talk about a book in a minute.
You know how I am.
I do. So yeah, that's been fun to watch. And then as a family, so this was the one I said I was going to talk about. As a family, we watched Project Hail Mary.
Loved it.
Right? How
so good
is that? And so I didn't really know a ton going into it. Neil saw it in the theater with his best friend, and he came back and he sort of described the premise. And I couldn't really picture what he was talking about because I was like, what? The whole thing about Rocky? Like, if you don't see a trailer, you're literally just going off of somebody describing it. I'm like, what? And then we start watching it. That movie is so charming.
It is. It's so good.
I did not expect it to be so funny. Like, I laughed so much, but also, oh my God, the kids and I all ended up crying.
Oh yeah, I bawled.
All of us, so much. It was just this like beautiful, hopeful. I really liked the ending.
I did too. I was so impressed with the ending. Like, I laughed. I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I needed that ending.
I think it was just perfect for it. Ryan Gosling was wonderful.
He was.
Yeah, we sort of unintentionally ended up doing back-to-back weekends of watching movies with him because we watched The Fall Guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right? So we watched The Fall Guy and he was great in that. And then we watched this and he was even better. Like, he was just spectacular. And then also hilariously, like, I heard that Meryl Streep had a line in it, but I was like, what is it? And then when you get to it, and it's when he's testing out the different voices for Rocky.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then, of course, he goes, she can do anything. Like, it was so funny. Our youngest loved it. Both kids loved it. All of us loved it, really. But like, our youngest said not only was it their favorite movie, but that it changed their life, which I thought was so special and so sweet.
That is sweet.
And okay, I'm reading a book right now, which technically I could wait and probably recommend it next time, but I'm too excited. So I'm going to talk about it now instead. So it's Thea Belmont's latest book with Ylva called Madam Hyde. And it's supposed to be like a one night to forever romance. And so the idea is there's this woman who, she goes down into her building's, is it her building's laundry room? I think so. It's either that or there's like a laundromat on the main floor of the building that she lives in or something. It doesn't matter. And there's this person there who's like super hot and they kind of hit it off and she goes up with her after and they, bang it out as you do. It's supposed to be a one night stand. Right. And the person who lives in the building, Lucy, she is Australian. This is in Australia. And Seth is the woman who, is there for the one night stand, is American and who is only in town. And she thinks that Seth is a groupie for Madam Hyde, which is this like super popular rock band. She's the lead singer.
Oh.
They really do hit it off. And so they get together again before she has to leave town. They stay in touch. There's some texting. There's some sexting and phone sex.
I was going to say sexting?
It's going on for months. And Seth still hasn't said, by the way, I'm a famous rock star.
And how do you not Google them?
I don't know. I'm kind of taking a bit of a like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, sort of poetic license there, of course.
Yeah, I think you sometimes have to do that. And the thing that's so funny though is that like Lucy is aware of who this band is, but she doesn't like them because her roommate always plays them when she's having sex with her boyfriend.
Oh no.
And so there's this like, no, I don't want to listen to that. And so, yeah, she thinks Steph is just a fan. And she's like, I'm sorry, but I'm not actually that much of a fan. And she's like, oh, well, maybe you should check out this other band, which is it's the same singer. It's her other band, but doing more like folky type music. And she really likes that, but like still never connects that. So far, it's fun. It's on the spicier side for some of the romances I've read. I think it's kind of that. I don't know if it counts as maybe it counts as an erotic romance. It's unclear, and I'm about halfway through, and I feel like I'll have a more clear opinion of whether it's an erotic romance or just like on the spicier side of a contemporary romance. I love celebrity romances, and I think this is just kind of a fun like, oh, she doesn't know she's a celebrity, but there is a bit of like you got to tell her at some point. Like, come on, what are you going to tell her? So I'm curious to see when that happens and what that's going to look like. But it's like super quick, easy read. I would be done except I had to work, and I'm trying to better respect my bedtime. in a way that I didn't used to when I was younger, because it helps me keep my migraines under control. Really boring, yeah. But hey, you know what? Fewer migraines is great. And I guess I can just be patient and keep reading the next day. Even though in my soul, I'm like, no, let me finish it.
Same. Love it.
But it's that time. So Kris, what is your official recommendation today?
So my official recommendation is Love is a Contact Sport by Frederick Smith.
Okay, you've mentioned this one, but for people who haven't listened recently, okay, what's it about? Tell us what it's all about. What do you love? All those things. Okay,
so let's dig into it. Let me read you kind of the synopsis of it. Okay, after a rough breakup, gay romance author Rennie Ross heads to the Bay Area for a fresh start. His new gig, writing the anniversary story for a local university, is supposed to be a fresh chapter. But Rennie didn't expect to run into a familiar face from his past. Yeah, after dropping off his youngest child at college, recently divorced Brent D. King Dupree is on a journey to freedom, liberation, and living the life he'd put on hold for over 20 years to raise his family. And neither man expect a second chance, but working together at the same university stirs up feelings that never really faded. Their love doesn't have to be a secret anymore, but will they get it right this time?
Dun, dun, dun. Interesting. Now, is it the same university from his other book that I recommended a long time ago?
I don't know. What was the university? Ha!
That's a great question.
Your turn.
Hold, please.
Probably, because I know that he does.
We edit.
Yeah.
Well, that book was called One and Done.
And where does it? San Francisco?
And it does take place in San Francisco. So I can't remember the name of the institution, but the leads in that one are Dr. Taylor James and Dustin McMillan.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so we get to revisit some familiar characters.
Yes. So familiar characters and a second chance romance.
Lovely.
And it's kind of funny because in the book, Frederick says he kind of makes fun of a one-bed trope because that kind of happens. So I love it. I love it. So I've never read a gay romance by a Black man before, and I learned a lot about Black culture, and I learned a lot about gay romance and love.
Nice.
So it was a big book for me. And then I was thinking, have I ever really read a romance by a man before? And I'm like, I don't think so. But then I realized Nicholas Sparks. So we can talk about romance, even though he's a jerk, I know. But But every single person here has either read or seen the movie The Notebook and A Walk to Remember.
You know what?
All of those. Did you not? Have you not? You haven't? Stop it.
Listen, there had to be one person who didn't. And it's
you're the only one. Just know you are the only one in this world who has not either seen or read it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like, it's romance, but you never know if it's going to be a happy ending or not with Nicholas Sparks. And Dear John was another one. So I have read a lot. Like, I read a lot way back when he was, like, popular and wrote a bunch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was always like, I kept reading it because I'm like, I'm going to find a happy ending in all of this somewhere. But I mean, he still wrote really well. And I enjoyed the stories, even though, not all of them were happy. But it was kind of like, I hadn't read anything else. I mean, I don't know anybody who writes.
That's the thing that's tricky. I mean, technically some of his books are not, like, according to the genre conventions, are not romances because they don't have happy endings. I remember he famously, well over a decade ago, tried to claim that it's like, no, I don't write romance, I write literature. And it's like, listen, asshole, you're writing love stories. Right. And there's why do we need to be a snob like that?
Right.
And he tried to compare himself to Cormac McCarthy, which led to one of my hands down favorite lines in a film review of all time, because Roger Ebert was still alive.
Wow.
And it was... Wow. So the other thing that's worth saying is Roger Ebert was also probably one of my favorite critics of all time, because when he didn't like something, it was so scathing that it was like incredible comedy. His pen was so sharp. But when he loved something, it felt like he was writing a love letter to cinema. And so I loved reading his things. So he says in this one, the last song is based on the novel by Nicholas Sparks, who also wrote the screenplay. Sparks recently went on record as saying he is a greater novelist than Cormac McCarthy. This is true in the same sense that I'm a better novelist than William Shakespeare. Marx also said his novels are like Greek tragedies. This may actually be true. I can't check it out because tragically, no really bad Greek tragedies have survived. Like, and that's not even my favorite line. To be sure, I resent the sacrilege Nicholas Sparks commits by mentioning himself in the same sentence as Cormac McCarthy. I would not even allow him to say, hello, bookstore, this is Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks, could you send over the new Cormac McCarthy novel? You just show respect by ordering anonymously. Which is just like, holy shit. What? So when I think of Nicholas Sparks, I think about that. Because, like, I'm sorry, but you can't. Why are we doing that? Why are we comparing ourselves?
No.
But to your point about men writing romance, there's also this whole thing, and has been for a very long time, where there are lots of gay romances being written. There have been hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many, but most of them are not being written by gay men.
Right.
They get scrutinized differently. And it's almost like there's a penalty for writing from experience. And often the audience is mainly not for gay men either. It's for
housewives. What? No. Bored housewives.
Right? Like, it's women writing for women. And it's like, and I am not at all saying that that's not, a valid thing, that, again, anybody should be able to write anything. But also, it's not fair when men are writing from their own experience and they get piled on for how they're writing sex scenes.
Right.
When it's like, well, again, not that I think everybody writes a sex scene that they've specifically done every single thing that's in that specific scene they've written, but come on. You can't tell a man that he doesn't know what his own experiences have been like.
Right. And I've read books, not gay romance, but I've read books by male or gay men, and like just fiction, I guess. And then I think we read the whole criminal, what was that? Was it The Crime and Punishment? What was that? Why can't I think of what it's called? But we did short stories, Anne McMahon, and come on.
Yeah, you're right. And there was that anthology that John Copenhaver and Salem West edited, Crime Inc., which had all kinds of sexualities represented.
Yeah, exactly. So I have that, but this is the first time I've read gay romance with Black characters written by a Black man, and I completely and totally trusted every word that Frederick said because I believe him.
Yeah.
Right? I had no reason not to. So yeah, I was in. I jumped in right away. So that, like I said before, this is a second chance romance, and the story follows both. It kind of alternates between the chapters between Brent and Rennie Ross. And it goes back and forth, back in time, 20 years when they first met. They meet in college. Brent is a basketball star, and Rennie actually goes by a different name in college, but now he's going by Rennie Ross, who's this quote-unquote famous writer. And so he and Brent kind of have this thing that happens in college, and there were lots of words said, scenes happening, but it just wasn't their time. So things happen. They separated for 20 years, and it was so interesting to see. Like, a lot of times, and I actually wrote this down, so let me go to my messages now and see, because I saw it and I wrote it down several times, and I was like, this is interesting, and you're gonna love this. As soon as I find it, you're gonna love this. So Brent struggles with internalized homophobia. And also, like, he's like, I'm not gay, I like women, like I have a girlfriend, but at the same time, like, I'm attracted to this man, but I shouldn't be. And like, there's this whole thing. And so, like, for 20 years, he really tries to figure out, like, why he's the way he is. He has his family, but then he's trying to figure out, who am I really? And why am I fighting this? So that it's like, there was a whole character growth, and just reading about it and understanding it and seeing, like, the cast in his life. Cast of his family members, his kids, his wife,
Is he still married?
No, ex-wife, sorry.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
but like
okay.
for back and forth, you know,
Mm-hmm.
married, girlfriend, married,
Mm-hmm.
not married, still best friends. Love it. I love that they're still best
Wonderful.
friends. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
the kids, you know, understanding things and trying to figure things out and having the conversations. And another thing that you're going to totally love. I know that you're going to love
Mm-hmm.
this. I read this and you're the first person I thought about. I am reading a scene and the first person I think about is you.
That's so nice.
Right? Brent has a doctor's appointment and he's like, you're going to come with me and we're going to go and talk to the doctor about prep. We're going to talk about.
Good.
Yes. So
Good.
like taking care of ourselves and having a responsible sexual relationship, if that's the direction we're going to go in. So I really liked how they just didn't kind of like jump right back into it. They got to know each other and both had to say, okay, is this what I really want? You know, and Brent was like, yes, I've lived my life for so long a certain way. And now I really want to embrace who I am. And then Rennie was just kind of like, you know, I kind of go from relationship to relationship to relationship. And I really need to stop doing that and see if this is really what I want. So I really enjoyed watching them grow together and learn to like each other and not just like be sexually attracted to one another.
Oh,
You know, the whole jump in the bed just because, you know, like we're both single, we should have sex. So I liked that they took their time. That's sweet. Let's see what else. Oh, so one thing that I really like that Frederick does is he really tackles mental health and how important therapy is. And it's okay to have therapy. Like it is okay to go talk to somebody about issues that you're having because they can help you find the answers quicker than you can by yourself if you ever do. So I liked that it was discussed with several different characters in the book, throughout the book, not just like the two mains. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, it's very, very good. And I think that because of Pride, I think this whole month I just kind of reached out and wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
And I had started this book, like I said, like a couple podcasts ago, we were talking about it. And I think if you just want to try something different and support all of our siblings under our umbrella, I recommend this book because it's something different and you get to see love. You know, I watch a lot of gay movies. Yeah, we talked about this before. I've watched a lot of gay movies. I've seen tons of them, but to actually read it, it's a whole different experience. So I enjoyed it. And
yeah, there's stuff, I don't know, like sex scenes that you can't do in a movie.
Yeah.
That allow for that deeper level of exploring intimacy that's just not accessible in a mainstream film.
Yeah. And this is a spicy book. It's honest. It's very honest. Like, let's talk about our feelings. And it was so refreshing to see men talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
You know, because we're so used to like the whole stereotypes of men not being able to embrace who they are and not talk about their feelings because that's not, you know, manly or whatever. I don't know how that is. I don't know how people in that. I don't know how that works. But I will say, so this is kind of a dig on Frederick Smith right now. This is from me to you.
Okay.
So Love is a Contact Sport is a phenomenal title for this book. I think it's great because, you know, basketball player and just love itself. And it is a contact sport and blah, blah, blah. But he got it because of a Whitney Houston song. Okay. That is a Whitney Houston song. So I'm like, oh, I love Whitney. I love like 900 songs that she's done. And I played this and it is my least favorite song I've ever heard from Whitney Houston.
Oh no.
It is so unbelievably poppy. Like it's very poppy. And it's not like I want to dance with somebody poppy. It's like, I don't even understand. Like what? Like this? I was very disappointed about the song, but I love the title. I think the title is fun. I think it's a fantastic title. So
that's not really a dig about him.
It's not really a dig, but
that's about Whitney Houston's producer at the time.
Yeah, that's you know, it's just kind of funny because I really was excited because you know, Powerhouse, like Whitney Houston. Yeah, I didn't even know
Voice
about
of
that
a generation.
Song.
Yeah,
right. And I'm like, what? What is this? Come on.
Turns out there was a reason you didn't know about that song.
That's true. But like a true Whitney fan probably is like rolling their eyes at me right now. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's a phenomenal song.
That's okay. They're probably not listening to this.
That's also true.
Or maybe they are. Who can say? Because who knows more about music than you?
Right? Exactly. Very few. Just kidding. All right. So that was my official recommendation. What about yours, Tara? What is yours?
Okay, so mine is For the Bride by Becca Grishow. This one is all told from the perspective of Alice. She works in a music studio She's sober. She has her life together in a way that she didn't previously. She used to be the front person for a band. She had been an alcoholic, which isn't to say she's not an alcoholic anymore, but she is very firmly sober. She's been sober for more than 3 years. And so she's gotten her shit together. The ex-girlfriend she had a best friend who was her girlfriend. And then while she was not sober, let's say, she was not a very good girlfriend. But
that happens.
They are back in each other's lives now. Jin is her best friend. Again, Jin, short for Virginia, is her best friend. Jin is getting married and she wants Alice to be one of her bridesmaids. How wonderful.
Right.
Except one of the other bridesmaids, one of Jin's other best friends, Renee Roberts. She's type A. She is the opposite of Alice. She hates Alice's guts because she remembers what Alice was like back when she was drinking. And she was a terrible girlfriend and an unreliable friend. But here's the thing. They're in this wedding together, and Jin is the kind of person that anybody would do anything for. And they're like, fine, well, and Jin talks to both of them and is like, can you just try? I think you'd really like each other. If you could just try for me. I want this wedding. I want you both to be my wedding party, please. And so it's this enemies to lovers where they really don't like each other. But as they spend time together, of course, maybe Renee's not a complete and total bitch. But at the same time, while I said, it looks like things are going well for Alice, there's also some things that are really hard. Like her dad died less than a year previously. And she finds out that her mom is dating one of her dad's ex-bandmates. And the wedding is just around the corner. And she only has one friend. Jin is her only friend. And so she doesn't feel like she can burden her with it when this wedding is coming. Because it's kind of one of those I'm getting married pretty soon, actually. So it's all hands on deck for this wedding. And it's actually interesting how much gets put in the blurb. Because I was like, really? So I feel like if it's in the blurb, it's fair game for me to say. But there is a night, and it's that night when she finds out about who her mom's dating that challenges her sobriety, we'll say. She doesn't break it. And I do feel like that's important to say. Yes, it's a tiny spoiler, but I think for people who, sobriety is a challenge for them already, and that reading about somebody who is a recovering alcoholic, I do think it's important to say, she doesn't break it. And part of that is because she runs into Renee just as she needs her. And Renee really helps her. And things really change between them. They actually do become genuine friends and they're working together on this wedding. And so I loved this book. But I will say that the cover of this book is deceptive.
Let's see it.
I'm going to bring it up for you now, Kris. And I'm going to recommend everybody else look up the cover for the Bride by Becca Grishow. And my opinion is that it's a beautiful cover.
I'm waiting to see it.
I know. I'm bringing it up. Jesus Christ. We're all doing our best, Kris.
I'm waiting here. Please show me.
So you see, there's a lot of they're in pink dresses. There's lots of green. It's bright colors. And it gives this almost fun and flirty vibe, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of my coworkers about it last week because I thought, okay, I think this person might like the book. I think that cover is deceiving because it looks like it's going to be a fun rom-com, and that is not what this is at all. It's a much more serious book, and I loved it. I absolutely adored it. So the whole story is told from Alice's perspective. She knows that she was a shitty girlfriend to Jin, and she's so grateful to have her back as a friend. And so what's interesting is because we don't get to see into Renee's perspective, we're only seeing Alice's. We know how hard Alice has worked to become a better person and how she's really trying her best to really show up in these moments. All we see at first is that Renee is a complete and total asshole to Alice. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's trying. She's sober. She's a good friend. She's showing up. And she just, she comes across as this total control freak. And Alice is just trying to do the best that she can. And we know that she's dealing with all of this grief. And even before she finds out who her mom is dating, there's this, her mom's like, hey, if you want to if you want to come out, you come over anytime, call anytime. Like her mom is clearly just like begging for connection. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I am just trying to hold my shit together right now. And it really, like, Jin is an absolute total genius, because that whole, like, can you just, so it's not only can you just try, but when they go on the bridesmaids trip, because they go on a bridesmaids trip to Palm Springs, where 2 rooms have been rented, and she's like, hey, why don't you two share this room, and me and the other bridesmaid will share this other room. Because that's really that's the beginning of things thawing, and them, like, they're not friends coming out of that trip, but that's the beginning of them being able to kind of like be able to
share a space.
Yeah, share a space, have some empathy, see each other as human beings, all of these things. And so I think the thing that's most interesting to me about this is, like, yes, this is a romance novel, as much as I was talking before too about like the conventions of romance novels is absolutely fits for me. And I think what makes it so special is that it's a character study, and Alice is one of the messiest characters that I've met in a long time.
Wow.
She's not nearly as messy as she would have been when she was drinking, because then she was totally unreliable, prone to blackout, say and do things that were not good. But she carries the weight of that with her. She feels so much guilt. Like, her old nickname was Blackout Alice.
Oh, and, dang.
You know, people would say, oh, class, you know, there's this one time when she shows up late for something, because she had been working until 3 a.m. the night before. That was just, you know, how it went as she's working in the music studio. She shows up late in like pajamas because she went, holy shit, and like rushed over. And one of them said classic Alice. And it was just this like shame that comes across her, because she thinks everybody assumes the worst of her. But also, you know, Jin sees the goodness in Alice. She knows that it's there, and she believes in her. And I think one of the things that I love, like the title is called For the Bride. And I think it's a brilliant title for it, because Alice and Renee don't like each other, but they both say the same thing multiple times, which is anything for Jin, because Jin is selfless and she does anything to help other people. And so for them, it's like, well, I love her so much that I'll put up with you piece of shit who I don't like. And yet it sort of works out. And so, like I said, she's sober, but it's also like it's more complicated than that, and it can be quite heavy. And I think this is one of those, if you need to nope out because of the subject matter, I mean, it's understandable. I think for me, yes, there's been alcoholism in some of my extended family, but it was more of like an aunt or uncle kind of situation, not like one of my parents. But Alice was motivated to become sober and try to live in recovery because her dad wasn't able to do that. That's why he died. He was an alcoholic, and her dad was a rock star. It was almost like the best analogy I could think of was like her dad would have been like the lead singer of the Eagles or something like that kind of like classic rock band that everybody sort of knew. But he drank until something pretty bad happened with his health, and he didn't stop after that. So then, she's been trying to change her life. She has a hard time connecting with her mom, and she wishes she could just text her dad. And so I think something really kind of beautiful in here is that we see the notes that she writes to her dad in her notes app.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because she can't text him, but it's like whatever she would text him, she'll do that. And so grief is kind of a big thing. And I was so invested in her story because I think, her arc it's really about like, can she learn to trust herself enough? Because like, it does take a certain amount of trust in yourself to be able to be in any kind of a relationship, whether it's romantic or a deep friendship or whatever it is, and think that you deserve to be in that. So I feel like she has a romance with Renee, and in a way she almost has a romance with herself. Maybe that's a stretch. I don't know. But but I really loved it. And even still, like, I did feel like this was a satisfying romance. I believed in the chemistry between Alice and Renee.
Good.
And also there were times I just wanted to hug her or sometimes shake the shit out of her and just say, like, you got to get out of your own way. Can you please get out of your own way? And so to go back to, the cover and what I was saying, like very like greens and pinks and that kind of like feeling kind of rom-com-y. Right. And it's, again, not a bad cover. I have not shit talked it in any texts, which is how you know it's not, in my opinion. But when I was talking to my friend at work, because I knew she would look at the cover and go like, I don't know if that's something I want to read. I don't know what I would do in terms of like actual visual elements on it, but if I were designing the cover for this book, divorcing it from the title, because I know the title wouldn't make sense with this, I would almost go like with dark, like a medium dark denim blue and like a rusty red. And I don't know if that makes sense, but to me it makes sense that that's the vibe of this story. So
yeah, I think, well, maybe do you think, well, that's a whole other topic. Never mind.
You can ask.
No, I'm just going to talk about how we're always doing cartoon covers now. Like, are we ever going to get away from that?
That's a good question. I think we would be away from that already if there weren't such a violent response from the writing and reading community against AI covers. I mean, AI covers are still happening somewhat, and they are often happening for the illustrated covers.
Yeah. So that's why they confuse me.
It's a tough one. I'm curious to see if we do go back to more like photographed covers. I mean, I think part of why they were always terrible in sapphic romance, unfortunately, is there just aren't enough photos of sapphic women together that weren't. Oh my God. One of the most fun things to do online like a decade ago was like go on iStock Photo and look up lesbian.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It was a trash fire. So
not that it's any better. I mean, it's better, but it's not. I don't. It's not believable.
No,
come on. It's not believable.
Oh my God, no. And well, I mean, perhaps this publisher, because this is from a large mainstream publisher, they could afford to do it. But I don't even know what budgets are like in publishing companies these days. Like media writ large has been hit so hard, and none of the small to medium sized presses could afford to like hire photographers because they're not going to make the money back overall. Like they're trying to find ways to get their costs back and make sure their authors are making their money. So yeah, I'm over it with the illustrations, though. I'm with you. I hope.
I was told years ago, like, hey, like, let's get away from that. And I'm like, that's cool. That's fine. And so I did. And everybody else, it's like double down. I'm just like, wait, I thought we were getting away from this.
I know. It's so strange. Yeah, I don't know where covers are going to go.
It is a totally change of subject. So I'm so sorry. Please finish
that's
your
fine.
review.
Well, I was just going to say, I think, people who pay attention to the books that I recommend know that I've been praising a lot of cozy books in the last few years. There are books like this, I would say also like The Second Draft, where it's not, it's tackling something very different, but like, I love that books like this are coming out where we have characters who are messy.
Yes, I like a messy character now.
Perfect. And I think I think Alice's messiness and how hard she's trying to change is it's so interesting. And her imperfection, of course, makes this book perfect because she needs to accept that she deserves love. And I really love that because I don't think I've seen anything quite like this in a very long time, if ever. This book made me cry.
Oh, dang.
Ugh, like there's so much going on with it. And the funny thing was at first I wondered, are there too many elements to this? And I got to the end and I was like, no, it's perfect. It's perfect because it's Alice's story and that's what it needed to have. And it's what it needed to be Alice's story. That's nice. For the Bride by Becca Grishow, I do think this is going to end up being one of my tops.
Oh, I love that.
Of the year. I know. 2026, it is a good year.
You've been happy.
I've been very happy. I think it helps that stuff chilled out at work so I could read fiction again. But also, I do think there's a difference. Like, it's interesting watching authors talk about it. I was a little concerned for our sector, I'm not going to lie. And especially when I saw a drop in the number of sapphic books that were being put up on NetGalley for a while. And I was like, okay, what is happening? Like, especially, with the changeover in your administration and your current president and all of that. And not to say that it's still not hard for authors to write, but I do wonder if there's a bit of like writing through this time and putting out extremely interesting stories, and we're still getting the cozy books and we still need them. But I think it was almost like there were a lot of, maybe I don't know if I'm projecting or what, but I suspect there might have been a lot of cozy books because everybody was like, oh my God, my nervous system red alert and melting down. And what do I do? This is what I can write. Sure. And now we're getting some like really raw and emotional and beautiful books. And I'm so excited. I am more excited for sapphic fiction than I've been in a long time.
That's amazing.
It's not bad, eh?
It's not bad. I need to find that. I mean, I keep pushing myself a little bit, and I try harder, and then I like, oh no.
And then they give you more work to do at work.
They give me more at work, and then like the administration like drops something stupid, like let's start a war somewhere. Okay, well this is really great for my mental health. So anyway, that's a whole different story.
That's all for this episode? Maybe? Yeah, that's all for this episode. Before we get into like your politics and the politics of what's happening here, we're not doing that. Thank you so much. If you've made it this far in the episode, if you have a friend that you think would like the show, if you think that they would like any of the books or anything that we've talked about, please, tell them all about us, send them a link or whatever. And if you want to support us, we do have a link in our show notes to our coffee.
If you want to connect with us on your favorite social media sites, we have links in the show notes for that too. Or you can just search for Queerly Recommended, or just send us an email at podcast@queerlyrecommended.com. Goodbye, everyone. Happy Pride.
Goodbye. Happy Pride.
Woo! Woo!